Hello YouTube, Hair Guy here, also known as Shaq for probably people who play the game with me mostly. But I'll just basically have what my thoughts on basically this Elo Hell. As most people say, basically most people count this at the moment as the bronze area. The part where I'll say myself, I've gotten out of bronze and I know I'm not the best player or anything, and I make mistakes myself, but some sometimes you really can't carry a game when you're in bronze because it's just plain terrible how some of the players are. But the best way to probably get out, in my opinion, is there's a few ways. I think one is if you really are better, if you really don't deserve to be in bronze and you're better than the people who are stuck in bronze and can't get out, then the best way to do is just keep playing. I mean, there will be the games where you keep winning, and you will, in the long run, don't know how long, because it took me bloody ages, to get out of bronze. Actually, took me over 15 tries to get out of bronze too. I just kept winning two and losing two every single time. So I just kept going in and out of promo non-stop. It's so annoying. But, nah. Finally done it in the end, but that I just kept trying, and if you keep trying, you will pull it off in the long run. You will finally get out of bronze, if you do deserve to be out. But you hear a lot of the pros basically saying how Elo Hell doesn't exist. You're only stuck there because you are bad. That can be the case because, for example, you play it like you're used, and then when you play it, you're used to the play style of how bronze people play because you're stuck there for so long. So then, for example, you're too aggressive, you're tower diving all the time, stuff like that. Which means because you're playing in bronze all the time, you then adapt to the playstyle of bronze and you start playing that way, which once you get higher, if you do, you'll start losing because that's not how you're meant to play. You're meant to play more smart instead of going too aggressive, basically. Which is why I think for the people who are stuck in bronze, they'll have a harder time. Like, the ones that are stuck there for a long time, in my opinion, will basically struggle to get out a lot more than someone who's there and basically just finished ranked and will just finish the 10 ranked games and got into bronze, like me. But yeah, never rush into rank. You should always, in my opinion, just play it, still learn it a bit more. But I've been tempted to make a smurf just to retry ranked, but I've bought so many random skins and almost all the champs, so I'm not doing it. But yeah, in my opinion, there's some ways to actually learn to probably get out. In my opinion, a nice way is to duel with someone that's either slightly higher or a lot higher. I've dueled with a platinum before. I've dueled with gold, stuff like that. I've got out of bronze by dueling with a silver, so it's not that as bad. But in my opinion, duel's a nice way to also, I think, to get rid of the the LP lock, like how some people gain like 5 LP every win and then they lose like 7, and it's like, it doesn't seem much and it doesn't seem worth it to basically play to try to raise it because it's that low. I think a nice way to maybe do it is to duo with someone higher so your average MMR is higher, meaning when you win, your MMR gets boosted a lot more. And you also get a bit more LP as well. Which could be the reason, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but it's an idea which I'm basically thinking that could work. I think other than those other best thing to do is maybe stop playing to the playstyle of what bronze people play like. Basically, I know it's bad to say that in a way, like you're saying they're bad, but when you're in bronze, the playstyle there just isn't as good as the higher level people. So you'll just basically play according to them. You think you can kill them when if they're better, you will get outplayed, and it's better not to chase, basically stuff like that. God, the amount of people I've seen chase singed, so bad. But it's just basically my thoughts on how to basically get out of bronze or Elo Hell, whichever you want to say. Since I've just gotten out, it's basically nice ways to help. But again, a lot of people also say if you are good, basically, or they say that you're good, but you can't carry because one example for me is that I fi- find it hard to carry, or at least get my ADC to carry, is because I'm support and I rely on the ADC to get the kills. Yeah, there's been times where I've just taken all the kills as Leona and and pretty much, oh look, Twitch is trying to take a tower bot. Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of him, and I end up killing him because I just couldn't be bothered. I was taking that kill, but as, as people say the best way to basically carry a game is to go one of the solo lanes. For example, top or mid, or jungle, which might be why. And also, no one seems to like support, which means if I don't support, most likely we'll be having someone who just doesn't know how to support that well. Because I main support, I think I'll preferably go support. Yeah, it's probably not the best way for me to basically raise my rank or anything, but in the long run, I think overall that will actually be better because I know how to support that well. But and if I go like something that I'm not as good at, say jungle or top, yeah, I can still do well that way, but it'll also put I can do well that way, but also put bot at slightly less. Uh, they basically won't be as good because the amount of people just do not like support for some reason. Yeah, people, the ADC relies on you for map awareness and things like that, so you and you don't do any last hitting or that, but on your bot lane, it's most likely always you that engages or in anything. It's always you that jumps in. You choose when to jump in, basically, at the start. It's stuff like that. Because you've got the map awareness, the ADC kind of has to trust you in going in and hope that the jungler isn't nearby. Which is actually why I've started playing Leona now. I just love playing Leona when I'm support now. It's just like, oh, I'll just jump in. It's great fun. Another thing is when you're against a Trist who, as soon as you see the E land on you, oh, I'll just jump away. Haha. Sivir's quite fun to play against. I mean, the amount of times I've just E'd in and just walked away when she spell shields. It's just quite amusing because she picked Sivir when it was a Leona and Kate. So Kate just auto attacked throughout the entire laning phase just to say, you're not getting to use that spell shield. I'll just poke you down with my range. And I'm just like, I'm making you waste mana by just eating into you and walking away. Can't even remember who their support was. They just did not have an impact. But yeah, I always seem to go randomly off topic like that. But it's those little things is like basically what I say would help get out of bronze, for example. And also, people don't say to go ADC when you want to carry the game because obviously early game you rely on your support. Bot lane you rely on each other, which obviously if you don't trust them or anything, stuff like that. They don't know how you play, you don't know how they play. They can play aggressive, that might not be your style. Which is why a lot of times when I'm support, I always tend to ask, do you want to play aggressive or passive, stuff like that. I want to know how my the ADC plays. My ADC, yeah, he's my ADC. I want to know how he plays, so I won't just go in and basically he'll still be at the back farming, kind of thing. I've seen that many times. The amount of times I just think, oh great, they're out of position, I'll just jump in. ADC just stands not that far back, just pew, pew, pew. And I'm just like, really? And it's just... So, I ask how they want to play, so I know, at least, what to do. Like, should I just zone them, try to zone them basically? Should I just stand back and farm, freeze the lane if we can, stuff like that. Just basically a good way if you are stuck in certain roles is communication is the best way to basically learn to play with that ADC, because you'll be laning for about say 10-15 minutes most likely, especially when you're down there. I mean, I've seen games that went on for 20 minutes and it's still laning phase. I mean, yeah, the turrets are gone and people still don't leave the lane, they just want to stay there. Don't know why. I tend to always seem to tell my ADC to basically, come with me mid, we'll go gank. Yeah, I tend to always take the lead. But anyway, that's my little video I'm gonna make. I'm probably going to make another video of League at some point. I'm not sure when. I can't. I work a lot more now, so I'm not actually able to play as much. So, and also I get the one game at work when it's lunch, but only problem is because it's at work I can't basically do my voiceover that I usually do. I'm trying to set my computer up for streaming as well, just to see how that goes. Nothing special at the moment. I mean, I know my channel's not that big, so I basically will get like 1 or 2 channel views while I stream. But hopefully, I mean, I'll be working my way up to the top. Hopefully. And I'll go to America and be considered a professional athlete. Yeah, that is definitely how I talk. But I am working my way. I mean, hopefully I can play enough to try to get into gold. I mean, I'm actually getting 27 LP per win in silver at the moment. I just got my first win, and after that I had to basically get ready for bed to go work the next day. So hopefully I can get into silver 4 in pretty soon time, see how everything goes. But other than that, yeah, I have an LT shirt. Anyway, that I'll just probably leave it. This is starting to get a bit, video's getting a bit too long, so I'll see you, YouTube.